So let's talk about the max and min functions. These are pretty straightforward. If I have a list, and let's just make a list of numbers to start, just do that and throw commas in here. And I print the max of this list, should be 85, right? So if I run that, 85. If I want to see the min of this, then VS Code does this thing where it pops something up and ruins my ability to do anything. Yeah, so if I run min on list, our min is 0. We can see it right there. And if one of these was negative, min would give us that negative value, negative 38. So that's pretty cool. I want to demonstrate something of a logical gotcha here. So let's say we want to remove the highest value in this. There's actually a method called remove, and we can remove the max of the list. So this is kind of a helpful snippet to have right here. List.remove the max of the list. And if I print the list after I do that, then notice we're missing 85. Cool. So that worked. However, let's say I throw 85 in here again. I've only removed the first max of the list. Okay? So max is going to return the value that is the max, but it's only returning a single value. And then in this case, I'm using the remove method, which is only going to remove the value at that index in the list, if that makes sense. So it's going to just go ahead and find that and remove it. And that's why we're not seeing the removal of all of the 85s. Now, if we did want to remove all of the 85s, we could, then let's say we don't know how many there are, we could use a while loop. And when we get into the while loop section, you know, there are these types of problems where do you use a for loop or do you use a while loop? And what we say is always use a for loop unless you have to use a while loop. And this would actually be a case where if you don't know how many 85s you want to remove, you would use a while loop. For example, remove 85 from the list until, right, while there's still 85 in the list, remove 85. And then when there's no 85s anymore, of course, you can jump out of the list. You don't need to remove something that's not there. Yeah, so that's max and min. They're really straightforward. If I want to, let me just demonstrate one last thing here. This might look familiar from a prior video, but let's say we want to print the max of the list in a case where we have a mixed list. If I run this, notice that we're getting an operand not supported error. So, you know, 7 can't be greater than the string 10, right? And that's a little more explicit, right? Because, yeah, we cannot support that. Now, we could put in, as we saw before, we could put in a bunch of strings. That would be fine. We could use max or min for strings in the same way that we used sum for, sorry, not sum, the same way that we used sorted for strings.